Hi students, welcome to another important session of our ninth class from chapter number 7 and 9. A very important session it is. That is, that is naming the elements. What is the need of elements and their respective symbols. Naming the elements and the respective symbols is the topic that what an important session that we are going to discuss today. Very important, and as it is continuation of the last session. In the last session we were discussing about atoms, elements, molecules and compounds. Atom, a small tiny particle of a substance, is called atom. If any substance consists of same type of atoms, that is considered as element, and that is the base building block of the chemistry. Like ABCD in English, that is the main building block of chemistry. All 118 elements are of the building blocks of chemistry part. These elements are going to react each other or among them to form new substances called compounds. Okay. Now, whenever we call as molecule, if two atoms of similar type are going to be chemically bonded, we are going to get a molecule. Suppose oxygen is bonding with one more oxygen, use O2 molecule. Okay, that is O2. It's a molecule. If two atoms of different elements are going to bonded chemically, they are going to give the molecule, but that molecule we will give with a special reference called compounds. That is, two same type of atoms we call as element of molecule of elements. If the atoms are of two dissimilar types, we call as molecules of compounds. That's what is a small review of last session. Today we are going to discuss why there is a need of naming the elements. See, suppose for human beings, if we don't have name and I want to call some person, how can I call him without, if we don't have name? Oh boy, or a girl, or a man, a woman, or a person who's going that, oh, come here, shall we call, will we call like that? No, right? If there is no name, a boy who is sitting from that corner, come here, or stand up. A girl who is sitting here, this second bench, this second corner, you stand up. We cannot refer like that, right? That means we have to have one identity to refer to one person. That identity is going to be given by the name. Okay? Some girl who is sitting on the first bench, maybe her name is Sahiti. Someone who is sitting here, maybe his name is Kevin. Okay, someone who is sitting there, whose name might be Kaushik. Someone who is sitting at the last bench, whose name it might be Sneha. Or someone who is sitting here, girl is sitting, it might be Mahati. Someone who is sitting at the last bench, first corner, maybe Lakshmi Prasanna. Okay. Maybe is sitting this side at the second bench, maybe Anil. That means we are referring those all students who are sitting there at the corners of the. We are not calling second girl, second bench, third girl, stand up. We are not calling like that, right? That means they have some particular name to verify, to refer, or to as an identity to interact with those persons. In the same way, elements also have the names to abstract or to have the reference of those elements, and we can easily pick up those substances whenever there is a need of those elements in a chemical reaction or in any other uses. Okay, that means there is compulsory, as there are 118 elements, how can we refer those elements? Suppose element 1 is there, how should I refer? Based on some characteristics or some strategy, some name is been assigned to that. So first element I can refer with its name. It would be easy. I can't say go and bring that third element. I can't say. If there is a third element's name, I can say, if I go and bring that sixth element. If the sixth element name would have been there, that is a carbon. If I say go and bring the carbon element or carbon substance, that is easy for accessing. Instead of saying that second page that there is a packet, go and bring that. Instead of saying that, go and bring the carbon would be more efficient. That means giving the names of the elements would be so much efficient to have the reference of that substance. Okay. Now, what we are going to do is how the name of the element is being given. How the names of the element is being given, that's what is another criteria. Okay, that means the naming the element might be based on the properties, based on its properties, or based on the place where it found, or to honor the scientist who discovered might be based on the properties of that element, or how the name for an element is being assigned, that is based on its properties, might be based on the place where it found, or to honor the scientist who discovered that element. These are the three criteria where we are going to follow strategies where it is being followed by our ancestors and our scientists to give the name for the element. Okay. Now, I hope you understood what is the main intention of our strategy which is being followed in order to give the names for the elements based on the properties, or based on where it is found, or to honor the scientist who discovered it. Now, we are going to read a small segment which is going to give some more information about what is the importance and how the naming of an element have been given. See, a small do you know block segment, that's what we are going to read. How elements like hydrogen and oxygen got their names. How the hydrogen, first we are going to discuss based on any physical, based on the properties or place where it found, or who discovered, to honor that. Now we are going to discuss how hydrogen and oxygen got their names. Let's see in which strategy it is going to come. Sometimes elements are named based on their properties. That is the first one. Sometimes elements are named based on the properties, based on their properties. Okay, for example, the Latin word of water is hydro. Water's Latin name is hydro. The Latin name of water, is hydro, and so the elements that combined with oxygen to give water was named hydrogens. Simple. What happens is hydrogen is combining with oxygen. Is going to give water molecule. Water is going to generate is going to generate water. That means any element which is going to be combined with oxygen to generate water. What this hydrogen is doing after reacting with the oxygen? It is generating the water. So this hydrogen are called as hydrogens. That is water generators. Hydrogen. So what is that hydrogen? This element. Some element is reacting with oxygen, some element is reacting with oxygen, is giving water or is generating water. So some element which is reacting with oxygen, which is generating the water. So this element is called hydro. This water is nothing but hydrogenerators. Okay, that is called nothing but hydrogen. This name, this compound or this element is been given as that name. As that element is reacting with the oxygen and generating the water, that element is nothing but hydrogen. Okay, like that the hydrogen got its name. It and gives the water what was the named hydrogen. At the time, at one time people believed that any substance that react with oxygen would be acidic in nature. Okay. Now we are going to discuss how does the oxygen got its name. See, at some time, some people believed that the substance that react with oxygen would be acidic in nature. The Latin word for acid is oxy. Okay. Hence, the gas was called oxygen, means gas that forms acid. Okay. Now, what happens? See, sometimes people believe that any substance that reacts with oxygen would be acidic in nature. Okay. So, some substance is reacting with oxygen. Some substance is reacting with some gas. Suppose, for example, some substances are reacting with some gas which are going to generate felt that some people felt based on the assumption where it was not true. Okay, now our ancestors, our olden day scientists, our previous scientists, that time when the name of the oxygen has been proposed, came into the existence, that days the scientists found that some substance, if it is going to react certain gas with a certain type of gas, that is going to generate, that is acidic nature substances. Acidic nature substances, they are going to form. That was the assumption. Okay, so who is generating acidic nature? Some gas, some substance which is reacting with this gas. Any substance which is reacting with this gas are going to generate acidic nature substances. That is, and the Latin name of acid, Latin name of acid, as this gas is generating acidic nature of substances, the Latin name of acid is oxy. Okay, that's what it is given. The Latin word for acid is oxy. Okay, as it is generating acid, the Latin name of acid is oxy, and as this gas is generating acidic nature substances, this is named as oxygen. This substance, some substance, if it is reacting with certain type of gas, is going to generate acidic nature substances. So acid, that is, this gas is generating acids. That is nothing but Latin name of acid is oxy, and it is generating the acidic nature substances. So who is generating acidic nature substances? This gas. So this gas is called as oxygen. It was the assumption, keep in mind, it was the assumption that this gas is reacting with some substances, is going to form acidic nature substances. And as that name has been given, it came into the existence and became so much popular for this gas is as oxygen. The name already has been popular popularized, that is, it became very much popular. But hence the gas that called as oxygen means gas that forms acid. It was later discovered that the acidic property was not related to oxygen. However, by then the name had came into common usage, so it was not changed. So actually, thinking of some substance is reacting with this gas, that is, if this gas is reacting with any substance, is going to form acidic nature substances. So as it is generating acid, they call as oxy, and as it is generating this acid, this gas is named as oxygen. But later on, after so many close observations, the scientists found that the generating of acidic nature substances is not due to this gas. So, but they want to change, but meanwhile, at that time, already this name of this gas as oxygen has been came into the existence, so they didn't change the name. Okay, thinking this is going to give the acidic nature, assuming it is going, this gas is generating acidic nature, they kept this gas as oxygen, but by close examination or close observation, this gas is not generating the acidic nature. Okay, due to this gas, the acidic nature substances are not going to form, but they want to change this name. But meanwhile, before they are executed the changing of this name of this gas is came into existence and it became popular, so they didn't change the name, they kept like this only. Okay, this is how the name of oxygen has come. Okay, place, first one we have discussed, that is based on the properties. Second one, the place of discovery of the element can also play an important play in its naming. Okay, play a role in its naming. For example, see, place of discovery of the element can also play a role in its naming. Already we have discussed properties, place of discovery, where it has been discovered, and to honor the scientist. These are the three things that you have to keep in mind. First, already the properties, based on the properties, the hydrogen got its name, and let's see how the names got based on the place it formed. See, for example, the gas which was first discovered in the sun, the gas which is discovered in the sun, the first gas which is discovered in the sun is actually, the Greek name of sun is helio. And the gas is named as the place of the sun is helio in Greek. The name of the gas which is being found is given as helium. Okay, oxygen and hydrogen oxygen are named based on the properties. Helium gas is named based on its place where it has been discovered. Okay. Next, can you guess the origin of the names of polonium and californium? Some elements were named to honor the scientist. Next thing is, some elements were named to honor the scientist who discovered that. For example, Einsteinium, fermium, rutherfordium, and mendelevium. These are the elements: Einsteinium, fermium, rutherfordium, and mendelevium. These are some elements which are named to honor the scientist who discovered those elements. Okay. This is what is the strategy which is being followed by which was followed by the earlier scientists or the people to give the name for the discovered elements. Mostly the name of the elements is based on the properties. Sometimes we are going to give the name for the element based on the place where it is discovered. That is helium. Example, as it is discovered on sun, it is given as helium. And some elements are going to be named due to honor the scientist who discovered those respective elements. These are the three strategies where we are to follow in order to, where the scientist has, our ancestor scientist has been followed to give, in order to give the name for the elements which were existed those days. Now we'll see some, as we have discovered how the names are being taken place. Now we will see the respective symbols, how the names are every time writing. Suppose for example, in a chemical reaction, suppose if I say oxygen is reacting with hydrogen, gives water molecule. Gives water molecule is what? Every time writing this much big statements, it is not feasible. Or every time writing the element name oxygen, hydrogen, and helium, lithium, mendelevium. Every time writing that much big names is sometimes in some chemical reactions is not feasible. It's time consuming process. Okay, to reduce those names, these big names and big names of the elements, there is a need of giving or assigning the symbols for them. Okay, there is a need of assigning the symbols for the name of the elements. So, how the symbols have been assigned? Okay, this has been actually, there is a small stanza where you can have some understanding. Do you know why do we name elements is the segment? Do you know that gold is called in your language? What gold is called in your language? See, do you know what gold is called in your language? Yes, gold, in our language, gold has the different names. But in other language, it would have a different name. In our language, gold is called with something. In other language, it is referred with some other word. There are so many languages in the world. There are so many languages in the world that it is not possible to know the different names for each element in different. See, one element consisting of in every language, it consists of different names. There is so much difficulty for us to remember all those names. To help scientists communicate without confusion, we must have one name for each element that is accepted by everyone. See, so in chemistry, suppose if I am referring gold with my respective, otherwise our respective language, some other language may have some other name, some other language may have some other name, some other language may have some other name. So this creates confusion for the scientists to communicate or to have the reference of that respective element, gold. Okay, to get rid of this confusion, scientists suggested one common name for one element. There is only one common name for the one element. Okay, and the respective symbols. One common symbol for the respective elements also has been suggested. John Berzelius. Okay, John Berzelius suggested that initial letter of an element for its name in English written in capital should be the symbol of the element is being suggested. Okay, so John Berzelius suggested that the initial letter of the starting letter, initial letter of the name of the element should be the initial letter of the name of the element should be the symbol of element, where it should be expressed in capital letter. Okay, but it should be expressed in capital letter. Suppose, for example, oxygen. Okay, so what is the initial letter O? See, the initial letter of the name of the element should be the symbol of the element which is expressed It is expressed in capitals. Which is expressed in capitals. Capital letters we have to express. So oxygen, capital O. Nitrogen, capital N. Hydrogen, capital H. So if we have only one letter, in the symbol of the element, that should be expressed with a capital letter. Okay, oxygen, capital O. Nitrogen, capital N. Hydrogen, capital H. Like that. What if any other element which is going to start with the same letter, suppose carbon, capital C. Okay, now I have calcium also, which is starting with C, or copper which is starting with C. Suppose I have a element copper which is starting with C. I can't use this C, the same element, same C for this copper to represent. If I use the same symbol for the copper also, there is a conflict between carbon and copper for the reference of those elements. So to get rid of this, again one more, first strategy or first rule is that the initial letter of the name of the element should be the symbol of the element which is expressed in capitals. Capital letters should be written in the capitals. That is one first rule while writing the symbol. Next one, if there is a conflict already, if any element is existing with the same, if already any element has the same symbol, now we have to take the help of another letter from the name which is going to refer that element. Okay, it might be second letter, third, fourth letter, but that letter should be giving the idea of the reference of that respective element, and it should be the smaller case. That is capital letter preceded by a smaller case. Only two letters should be consisting in the symbol of a element name. Okay. First rule is the name of the element should be expressed in the capital. The first initial letter of the name of the element should be expressed as the capital in the symbol of the respective element. Next, if there is a conflict, or if any element already consisting with the same symbol which is there for the initial letter, we have to take the help of another letter from that name which is going to give the reference to that element. Okay, and it should be written in the smaller case. A capital letter preceded by a smaller case. Okay, that means element symbol should have only two, maximum it can have only two letters. Either it is only one capital or is with one capital and one small. Okay, that is, symbols of the elements we must have realized, otherwise you must have realized the chemistry involved a lot of reactions. It will be waste of time to write the full name of the elements and compounds every time to describe a reaction. To avoid this, we use some shortcuts. That is, using short forms or symbols of the names of the elements in one solution. Over 118 elements have discovered so far. Till now 118 elements are discovered. How do we decide their symbols? There is a rule. That is, here in page number 108 we have a rule. That is, first one, the symbol can have either one or two letters in English. Either it can have one or two letters. Okay, either there is one letter it should have, which is the initial letter of the name of the element. If it should have two letters, maximum two letters. The second letter might be any letter from that name which is going to give the reference of that respective element name. Okay, that is one, first one. Next one, the first letter of the symbol is always uppercase and the second letter is always lowercase. If there are two letters, the second letter should be always lowercase. You have some symbols for some elements in page number 108, table number 2. See this. Open the book and open the book, page number 107, and table 2. See the table 2. That is hydrogen, first letter H. Oxygen, first letter H. Nitrogen, first letter N. Sulfur, first letter S. Carbon, first letter C. Calcium, Ca. Calcium, Ca. Because I can't use carbon, already C. See, for carbon already C has been utilized. For calcium I can't use C again. For calcium I can't use C again, where I am using the help of the second letter. The help might be second letter or any other letter, that is Ca. First letter should be capital and second letter should be smaller. Maximum a symbol of an element should have only 2 letters. If it is 1, it should be either capital. If it contains 2, first letter should be capital and second letter should be small. Okay? Calcium, chlorine. See, I'm not writing. I can take the help of any letter. That's what I meant for. That's not compulsory that it should be the second letter which should be taken. I can take any letter from the name which is going to give the reference of that name. Chlorine. So Cl, chlorine. Instead of CH, Cl would be the appropriate feasible symbol for the reference of chlorine. Okay, are you able to follow? Chlorine, Cl should be the appropriate one. Okay, next, chromium. Cr. Chromium is being given as Cr. Boron, B. Boron already given as boron, got the reference as B. Next, beryllium or barium. Barium I can't write B again, so I am using Ba. Barium. Okay. Bromine, Br, because B already is being used for boron, so it is bromine now. Bromine, Br. Okay. Beryllium, Be. Beryllium. See the table 2. Beryllium, Be. Aluminium, Alu. Okay, so Alu, Minium, aluminium, that is the name. So 2 letters, Al, aluminium. See this one. Iron, that is given as Fe. Why that Fe? I will discuss in the next continuation of the session. Keep it aside. Gold also Au is been given. Potassium also sodium is given as Na. Potassium is given as K. Instead of taking the first letter, why there is a difference in the letters, that we are going to see continuation of this topic. Iron, why it is Fe, gold, why it is Au, sodium, why it is Na, potassium, why it is K. That's what we are going to discuss in the continuation of the session. Meanwhile, you keep up to aluminium. Keep in mind that the symbol of the element is either one letter, which is capital. The symbol of the element might be of 2 letters. That means first is the capital and second one is the smaller. The choosing of the second one is such that it should be referring to the name of. It should be such that that second letter should be giving the reference to the name of the element. That's what is that we have to follow. As a homework, why this iron is Fe, that we will discuss now. Meanwhile, you go to page number 107 and table number 3. Element and possible symbols are being given. Aluminium, small a and small l has been given. Is it right? If not, what is the right symbol? What is the correct symbol you have to write here? Carbon, small c is been given. Is it right? If not, what is the correct symbol beside you write? Chromium, CHR is been given. What is the fault here? See, 3 letters cannot be. 3 letters, we can't take 3 letters for a symbol. Only maximum 2. So, if it is not right, what is the right letter we have to write here? Okay. Chlorine, capital C, capital R been given. Is it right way of expressing the symbol? No. What is the right way? Capital C, small l. Because it should be one capital letter preceded by a small letter. One capital letter should be there, one small letter should be there. Second letter should be smaller in the name of the symbol. That you keep in mind. Beryllium. See, beryllium Be. Is it right? Capital B, small e. Beryllium, is it right? Yes, there is no change in the beryllium. Okay, remaining all, what are the changes? If it is wrong, you keep into, and what is the right symbol? Keep one more column here, right or correct symbol, you keep one more column here, correct symbol, and what is the correct symbol, you try to write here, write this. Okay, see, symbol might be of first initial letter of the name of the element, it should be which is represented or expressed by the capital, or it should have two letters where the second letter should be smaller case, first letter capital, second letter should be smaller case, and it should give the reference, it should be such that it is going to give the reference to the name of the element. This is what is giving the name. And as for the discussion, iron why it is Fe, gold why it is Au, and sodium why it is Na instead of potassium why it is K. That is our next segment. That is some unusual symbols. What is next segment is some unusual symbol. This is not the end of the problem. That is writing the capital letter of the first name and writing the capital letter and small letter which is referring to the name of some that respective element name is not the end of the problem. We observe that the symbol for some elements come from their name but some don't, which can be seen in table number 4. Certain elements have symbols based on their Latin names or older name in other language. Okay, some symbols, if they, even though they have the names, the letters or the symbols assigned to that respective name is based on the Latin name. Strategy is same, either first letter should be capital and the second letter should be smaller, but instead of directly referring to the name, their respective Latin name is to be taken into the consideration. Their respective Latin name is taken into the consideration. Okay, see one table we have, write the symbols of the given element. Some table is been given in page number 108, table 4, as per the book what is there in my hand. This table I have. Suppose three rows are being given here. Sodium. See, sodium. Sodium, actually it is an element name sodium. Reference which we read as sodium itself. Sodium, but what is the Latin name? This is the element name, Latin name, and the symbol. What is the Latin name for this sodium? Natrium. Latin name of the sodium is natrium and the symbol is Na. The symbol is given for the sodium is based on the Latin name. Okay, Na. But what we do? We read sodium, we read element name as sodium, but when we are writing Na, we are writing the symbol, we write as Na. Suppose wherever we find Na, we read that as sodium. Okay, suppose if I write NaCl, sodium chloride, I will write sodium chloride. Na, I won't write natrium chloride, I won't write read as natrium chloride. Writing the symbol is based on the Latin name, but reading is with the direct element name, sodium, Na. Okay, silver. Silver is argentum. Silver is argentum. So argentum is referred as Ag. Silver is referred by Ag, argentum. Okay, tungsten. Is continuation. Tungsten is a wolfram. Tungsten is wolfram. Latin name is wolfram. So the capital letter W is been given here. Next is potassium. See that table. Potassium. Potassium is kalium. Potassium's Latin name is kalium. Already has been given. So K. Potassium Latin name the symbol of the potassium is referred by the K. So wherever we find K, it is actually potassium. Why the symbol of the potassium is given as K? Because the potassium's Latin name is Kalium. Writing the symbol is based on the Latin name, but reading is with the reference of the respective element name. That you have to keep in mind. Whenever I say potassium, the symbol is K. Okay? Why? The Latin name is Kalium. Okay? Copper. For copper, keep in mind. Copper, I am referring with Cu, not with Co. Copper is not with Co, it is with Cu. I am not writing Co. Okay, copper is with Cu because copper's Latin name is cuprum. Copper's Latin name is cuprum. Okay, copper, when I say copper, it is Cu. Cu is copper. Don't think that Co is copper. Co is not copper. Copper is Cu because Cu is taken from the Latin name of the copper, where the Latin name of the copper is cuprum. Copper is the name of the element, but symbol of the element is Cu because of the name of the element. That respective element name in the Latin is cuprum. Okay, that are the unusual symbols that we take. Gold we has aurum, so Au. Iron, see iron. When I say iron, I am referring with Fe because Latin name is ferrum. That means whenever I say iron, it should be Fe. Keep in mind this, very important. Suppose iron, wherever I find Fe, it is ferrum, that is nothing but iron. We have to read with iron, not with I. I will be iodine. I gives the information of iodine. But when I say iron, it is Fe. That is wherever we find Fe, it should be iron. It should be read as iron because iron's Latin name is ferrum. This is all you have to keep in mind. These are the unusual symbols. That means we will read with some name, but the symbol is exactly matching with the name. See, sodium symbol is Na, which is not exactly matching with that. Silver, but symbol is Ag, it is not matching. Unusual symbols. It's not matching with the name where they are derived from the Latin name. The symbols are derived from the Latin name. Okay. Lead, plumbum, so Pb. Mercury, hydrogen, Hg. Like that, these are the unusual symbols of all our elements. So symbols, how the name elements has been given. Already we have discussed three things: either based on the properties, or based on the place where it is found, or to honor the scientists who have discovered it. Based on these three strategies or criteria, name for an element has been given. Symbols, while writing the symbols, there is a rule, that is first letter of the name of the element should be taken into the consideration. If already there exists an element with that letter, we have to take the help of another letter from the name, which should be written as smaller case. That means an element symbol should have maximum 2 letters, 1 letter or 2 letters. 3 letters, that should not be possible. If there are 2 letters, we have to say that first letter should be capital and second letter should be smaller. Understood, all of you? I hope you understood. And they consist of some elements from among 118 elements. Some elements symbols may be not similar to the name what we pronounce. They have different symbols where that symbol is being grabbed or captured by the Latin name of the respective element. This is the same some useful information which is being helpful for you to understand the chemistry part. The last sessions and these sessions is all very important. Pay attention, and if you have any query you can WhatsApp. Thank you. Have a nice day.